I think John got confused. That's where he was. I saw him trying to move in the little camera. But what's going on, everybody? Mattalk, we're here. We're here to talk about all the things. John, I think we should get divorced.
Well, if so, I know a guy that will help us with that endeavor. Oh, my.
Season is wild.
Yeah,
I got to send Justin what I think you scored. But, this season has been a trip, is what I'm going to say without spoiling anything.
Yep, I agree with you. There's been a lot of consistency, shall we say. It's consistently weird or consistently good. And today we have another episode that, well, maybe we've already given you a peek at the cards in our hand, but we'll talk about that. But in the meantime, Jason, if I may, real quick, I just want to tell everybody that I went this afternoon to Space. No, it's not the Final Frontier. No, but the Small Press and Alternative Comics Expo that's here in Columbus, Ohio, every year. This year, they got a new venue. It's a place called the McCoy Center out in Hilliard, Ohio, which is a suburb. I was out there this afternoon doing some media, and it's probably the best edition of Space that they've had in a couple of years. Just the placement of this building is right downtown Hilliard, where there's a lot of people. It was a nice day. There was a lot of people walking and a lot of people stopping by the con. It was free to get into the con. It was free parking. Overall, everybody did a fantastic job with setting that up, and the creators that I talked to, every one of them said it was a success. So kudos to Bob Corby and the folks of Space. You'll be hearing a couple of interviews that I did with some of these individuals later this week, but just wanted to give props to Space. And if you missed it, shame on you.
Space is actually how you came into our lives, John.
That is true. That is very true, because Max and Dan were at Space, and they already knew Brian Lau, who I was there partnering with, and that's how it all started.
So, did you get press passes, or did you just go?
No, I just went. I did today. I started talking to Bob, and he was one of the last interviews I did, and he goes, "Have you been getting media?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, should I have asked you for permission beforehand? I just always do." And he goes, No. He goes, "You did a whole episode with me a couple of weeks ago." He goes, "You got carte blanche. You go do what you want to do." I'm like, "Okay, cool." For a minute there, I was like, maybe I stepped on some toes, but no. So I just went.
Well, as somebody who's been successfully married many times, you should know that it's always great to ask for forgiveness than permission. They love it. People love that. Just do you, John, until somebody tells you not to.
Okay.
Somebody asked me that today, referring to work, and I said I do things until they tell me not to do things. So, I will say yes to something until I'm told I'm not allowed to say yes to something.
Oh, there you go, man. You only can do what you can do.
That's right.
So what have you been watching recently?
Not the back of my eyelids, I can tell you that, because I woke up at 5:00 today and I rewatched this episode. But what have I watched recently? I'm watching Virgin River on Netflix, which is a drama. But I'm digging that. Jamie recommended it to me. But Daredevil dropped. Have you watched it?
I have not yet watched it.
Oh, it is so good. It is so good. The final 5 seconds had me screaming, because usually, I talked about this on 3 Geeks last night, but usually they drop, in the world of streaming, they drop the first 2 episodes and then they go weekly from there. They didn't do that with Daredevil, so I was expecting a second episode because I'm spoiled, and it wasn't there, and I was really, really sad. The other thing that I've been watching that I'm really digging is Scrubs, which makes me want to go back and rewatch the original show, because I was only a casual fan back in the day, but I'm really enjoying the new one, and it's more or less the same as it was before, except for obviously they're grown, they're not residents anymore. JD is chief of medicine now at the hospital, and I'm really digging the show so far. It's fun.
Well, that's cool. You know what? I'm so far behind on some of these shows that my addition to this, I have 2 actually, but one of them is Peacemaker. I've never watched it when it first dropped. I liked the first season, but my cousin and I had kind of made an agreement that he was like, hey, when you come in to visit, we'll just watch that, because we have a routine of where we watch a movie or several movies over the weekend. And so we watched it together and really enjoyed it. I feel that the end left me a little bit confused, but then a good friend of mine was like, well, John, because remember, part of that ties into Superman. I was like, oh, yeah, that's why it was confusing, because I had forgotten about Superman, because, again, I didn't see this I didn't see the Peacemaker in the same time frame as I saw Superman. So my other thing that I saw was the Amazon movie, The Wrecking Crew, which is Dave Bautista and Jason Momoa.
That movie was awesome. Did you like it?
It was all right. Yeah, I thought
it was so much fun. Throwback. It was a throwback to like a 90s buddy cop, and I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's really, really well done. And I thought that they did a pretty decent job with the chemistry of Momoa and Bautista.
Because I haven't really liked much of Momoa's movie work, but that one I had a lot of fun with. Those two as brothers, I totally bought.
Yeah, I agree. And although at times I was like, Momoa's looking more and more like Lobo.
Because he's going to be Lobo.
Yeah, well, right, because he is going to be very soon. But yeah, the transition started during that film, I think, probably. So was there something else you were going to mention?
That would make sense time-wise.
Yeah. Was there something else you wanted to mention? Okay, I thought I cut you off, and I apologize. Okay. Anything else that you've been watching that you want to highlight?
I've been doing a lot of editing, so a lot of my watching has been like Perfect Strangers or something I've seen. So that's on a lot in my house, but I'm watching my week to week. So 911, Doc, all the normal stuff, but nothing like of note except for Scrubs and Daredevil. Dude, Matthew Lillard is in Daredevil season 2. Oh my God. I love this guy. I love that he's back. Oh, I did. I watched Alex Cross, and Matthew Lillard was the villain in that too. And I love all of the Matthew Lillard. Yeah.
All right. Well, we've enjoyed those things that we've watched. Will we enjoy what we watched this week for Matlock? Let's find out. Let's get into our opening statements. The name of this episode is The Divorce, and the original air date was April 8th, 1993. Small little bit of trivia. That is the day before my birthday. So it aired the day before my birthday. I'm April 9th. So there you go. A little trivia for you all. Let's talk about some guest stars. You were born in 93? No, I was not born in 93. No. I wish. No. I would have been, hold on, I'll do the math real quick. I would have been, let's see. 93, I would have been 18 years old. So there you go.
Last night on Three Geeks, Mike and Max found out how old Destiny was because she referred to Fifth Element as an old movie. And that was fun. It was funny.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right, well, let's get into our guest stars, of which there's not that many. Nana Visitor makes another return to the world of Matlock. You may know her as Season 2, Episode 9, The Best Friend, where she played Vanessa Douglas. It was a writer that was killed while writing a tell-all book about the prestigious Douglas family. She also played Erin Whitley / Shannon Blackwell in The Other Woman, which is Season 3, Episode 11, where Ben defends a shrink accused of killing the abusive husband of a client. I believe that was also one that had some weird ending to it that we didn't really dig, if I remember correctly. But she's also known as playing Major Kira Nerys, I believe, on Star Trek DS9, Madam X or Dr. Refrendo on Dark Angel, Jean Ritter on Wildfire, Olivia on Torchwood, Adoption Agent in Ted 2, and many, many more. And Jason, I know you love Ted. You love the TV series, and I'm pretty sure it's safe to say you also enjoy the movies, correct?
I do. I enjoy the show more, but I do enjoy the movies quite a bit.
Why do you like the movies or the show more?
I like the ensemble in the show. Like there's the parents and everybody, they're all super funny and strong.
Okay.
And plus it's episodic, so no joke can really go. They don't have to stretch the story out for an hour and a half, so they can tell the smaller stories, and I think it works better in that setting.
Okay, cool. Our next guest star is a gentleman named Ralph Wilcox, who plays the super, and that would be a superintendent, I believe, if you're not hip to that lingo. You may also know him as Marcellus in Black Lightning, Earl Davis in Archie Bunker's Place, Jason and Lionel on Happy Days, Ray on Gimme a Break, Zach in the show Megaforce, Raymond St. Williams in Bustin' Loose, and many, many more as well. So, with Ralph Wilcox, is there anything that I overlooked on that particular rundown?
No, I don't think so.
All right, then we're getting into our final individual here, ladies and gentlemen. Our final. J. Don Ferguson will be playing the role of Mr. Bostwick, the evil attorney, so to speak. But you may also know him as Andy in Maximum Overdrive, the executive director in Remember the Titans, guard number 1 in My Cousin Vinny, USA ref in Joanna Man, citizen in The Legend of Bagger Vance, Mick the umpire in Major League Back to the Minors, and many more. He seems to have a theme of doing a lot of sports movies, does he not?
He does, John, but I want to say that you forgot, and I want to apologize to Miss Julia Dean, who John has not mentioned, who was in 3 episodes of Matlock, as she played the mail carrier in this episode. She was also in Empire Records and American Gothic.
Okay. All right. I've never seen Empire Records.
Neither have I.
No, I say that because I think, like, as we just revealed, 93, I was 18. Like, that should have been in my wheelhouse to see, because I think every kid that was like in that 18, 19 years old was all like, oh, it's the best and that. And I like the soundtrack a lot, but I never watched the movie. So
18 and 93.
Yeah. 18 and 93. What can I say?
Seems like it was yesterday.
Recently I've been reminiscing. I won't lie about some things, back in the day, but what are you going to do with those memories? Just take them, embrace them, and then move on, right?
That's right.
Now we have to talk about the big controversy with this episode, okay? Because I happen to have while doing some research, found an interesting fact. Apparently, in all 50 states, a lawyer cannot represent both sides of a divorce, no matter what. It does not matter if they begged, like our two couples, or our couple did. Doesn't matter if they sign off on anything. It is null and void. You are not allowed to do that, as it is a huge conflict of interest. What are your thoughts?
Well, John, he doesn't end up representing both by the end of this show. But I figured, well, I mean, technically you can have a mediator, because that's what I did, where it's just one person mediating the two people into a document that goes to the judge, because that's what we did.
Oh, okay. I've never been divorced, so okay.
Yeah. My divorces were easy. We just went to a mediator.
Well, and maybe a mediator is a little bit different than having the same lawyer. Like a lawyer and a mediator, 2 different skill sets. Maybe that's the issue. I don't know. So, all right. I'm reading Justin's comments. Anyways,
out here making John sad. Sorry, John.
That's all right. That's okay. The plot. The Farmingtons turn to Ben to handle their divorce, and it becomes so unamicable that Ben and it becomes so not amicable, excuse me. And also Ben is sued by a person for falling off the porch. Okay. Opening scene. Ben,
John, I got to ask you before we get into this. Were you waiting for one of the divorced couple to die?
The whole entire episode, yes.
Me too. I'm like, where's the death and carnage?
Yeah, I mean, the whole time I'm like, someone's going to die, right? Like somebody's going to get mad. Like I expected when they threw the vase at I don't remember who threw it at who, but there was going to be some type of like clunk in the head, and that was going to be the end of them. Yeah, nothing. Not a thing. Not a thing at all.
Spoiler
Nor do I.
alert.
Yeah, well, that's look. With this episode, I think we could take that idea of a format and throw it out the window. So Ben is with a broom unclogging a kitchen sink / garbage disposal. I don't think that's a safe thing to be doing either, is jamming a broom handle down your disposal. That's got disaster written all over it. But Ben ends up talking to somebody on the phone, right? Because the phone rings, he answers the phone. We never find out who this is. This is such a throwaway scene because Ben's like, he asks about Alice and he's talking to this person who supposedly hooked him up on a blind date and blah, blah, blah. I had a good time. And then the doorbell rings. Enter Mr. Fuqua, all right, who tries to get a donation from Ben. I forget what the charity was. It doesn't really matter. And basically Ben does his little like, no thanks, I gave it the office. And as Ben goes in the house, Fuqua takes a tumble down the steps. And so I immediately wrote in capital letters, scam.
Mm-hmm. And Fuqua survives, everybody. Nobody dies in this episode.
There's another prime example. Oh, how good would that have been if he had died on Ben's property? Oh, that would have made for a great episode.
Yeah, it would have been a good two-parter.
Two-parter. Oh, yeah.
We're about to binge some two-parters coming up.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, so Ben comes out and he tries to help Fuqua. Fuqua's like, no, I'm good. I didn't get hurt, anything along those lines. So we cut to a scene where Ben is at the Farmington's home. They're serving Ben wine. I don't think we've ever seen Ben drink wine, have we?
I think we've seen him have a beer.
Yeah, I know he's had a beer. I know he's had a couple of beers, to be honest with you. But he's served some wine because they're wine connoisseurs, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
The Farmingtons, they want a divorce. That's it. And they say, look, we're good. It's just come to the end of the road. We're fine. We just want to do this amicably. All right.
But they're not really at the end of the road. They just want to be divorced.
I was hoping there was going to be a Boys to Men joke somewhere in there. But anyways, Mr. Framington, excuse me, his hair. What is up with that hair? I thought of you when I saw his hair because you always have the notion of if you start going bald like here or here, just shave it.
Just shave it.
This dude definitely needed to follow your advice.
Yeah, the island. I call it the island haircut. We just have hair on the sides. Dude, I was at Horror Hound last week, and I got to tell the story because it was wild. I can't believe I didn't get a photo of this guy. This guy had his head, top of his head shaved, and he had the side hair grew out into a fucking sorry, Mattalk fans, into a mullet.
Whoa!
Into a mullet. Like, not a mullet, a mohawk in the back of his head with his, 2 inches of hair that he had back there. It was wild. Sorry, everybody. I didn't mean to swear. I swear. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. You know what? We haven't sworn on this. It's been a while because I think I did it the last time, and it was many, many episodes back. But anyways, Justin, do we have comments? Eric Levitt, hello, Jason, and all the love from Culver City, California. I'm here for Matlock Love, the series 1 of my favorite. I've seen it many times. Thank you, Eric, very much for checking us out. We appreciate it.
What's up, Phil?
Hello, Geek Peeps. Hey, what's going on, Phil?
Eric, I have not watched Knight Rider yet, but I will, I promise. Eric has been commenting on 3 Geeks interviews, and I appreciate you, Eric, for jumping over here and saying hi to us here.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Eric, and thank you, Phil, as well. All right. So Ben isn't really a divorce lawyer, but the Framingtons, all right, Mr. and Mrs. F. I'm going to call them that because I'm having trouble saying their last name. So Mr. and Mrs. F. They beg for him to help, right?
Sorry, Justin. I just saw this and I wanted to throw this up. You're allowed to before you can't be PG-13 anymore. Thanks, Liz. See, she's got my back.
All right. It's not like we're going to lose corporate sponsors. Anyways, so we cut to a scene where Leanne and Ben are working on some paperwork. All right. When Ben goes to the front door and the mail carrier is there and gives him a piece of mail that he has to sign for. And he opens it. Leanne comes out on the front porch, and Ben is flabbergasted that he's being sued by Fuqua, right?
Fuqua.
So Leanne asks, like, what happened? And so he explains, right? He being, of course, Ben, and then, of course, Billy shows up. Why? I don't know, because why not, I guess. Billy shows up and again has his Billy shtick that he does, where, you hurt my sister's feelings. Boo-hoo-hoo. You owe my son a job. Boo-hoo-hoo. Anyways. So Ben, we go to a scene where Ben is dividing up the assets of Mr. and Mrs. F. Okay. And everything's going smooth. All right. And everything else is, they're dividing things up, the Aspen house, the condo in Florida or wherever, whatever. And everything's going great until we get to the next particular scene where it's the next day. And, excuse me. It's not the next day. It's later that evening. Mrs. F was going through the financials and she notices something. She notices some charges that she doesn't recognize. And so the next morning at breakfast, Mrs. F serves Mr. F his breakfast. And when she reveals the breakfast, it's a bunch of snakes.
We can't make this up, folks. I kept checking the time to see how much time we had, because again, waiting for somebody to be murdered in this episode.
The snakes could have murdered Mr. F. I mean, it would have been far-fetched, but it would have worked. I
thought maybe she poisoned him.
I did too. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like the orange juice has got some type of poison in it. No, it's snakes on a platter.
Which I guess is better. Coming from Samuel L. Jackson, snakes on a platter.
I don't want no F and snakes on my F and I can't even get it out. It's so ridiculous. Oh my God. Sorry, folks. We're trying our best, but anyways. All right, so and then they start into an argument and a fight, right? Because Mrs. F says to Mr. F, "Oh, you were cheating on me," and he doesn't deny it. He's like, "Oh yeah, so that was a long time ago." And in the meantime, we cut to Ben and Cliff. Cliff has now joined the party, so to speak, and they're driving and they're chatting about the Mr. and Mrs. F. And then we cut to Ben and Cliff arriving at the house, and they're hearing all this commotion going on, right? And so, let me see my notes here. Oh yeah, so Ben and Cliff enter the house in the midst of a feud where they are throwing stuff at each other, they're calling each other names, etc., etc. And just basically Ben starts yelling, and we get angry Ben. All right, and he just said, "That's it. I'm dropping you as clients. That's it. You this is not what you said you were going to do. We're done." All right. So, all right, let's get to, we have a few more comments, if you will. So can you bring that up, Justin? You should have one of the stars from Matlock on the show. Carol Euston would be amazing, or Linda Pearl. Has Bryn Thayer been on? Actually, Bryn Thayer was on just about a month ago.
Her first podcast ever.
Yeah. Her first podcast ever. And Linda Pearl, go back in the archives. We definitely interviewed her back probably 2021, I believe, or 2022. But Linda Pearl, we've discussed already her role on the show. And we thank you, by the way, Eric, for definitely dropping those comments. We appreciate it.
Carol Euston, we will reach out to. And we've also interviewed Nancy Stafford and Daniel Roebuck.
Yeah. And so let's get with Leanne, by the way. Since we're talking about Bryn Thayer, she has the next scene. And Leanne goes to meet the head of the insurance guy and negotiates a settlement for $25,000. Now, the insurance guy, whose name is Mr. Bostwick, I should have mentioned, is playing hardball with Leanne. He's like, no, I don't think so. And I don't know if it was just me, But it seems like he was so misogynistic, like just his tone and his body language, that he was like, ooh, it's a lady lawyer. Ooh. Like I felt those type of vibes coming off of him. What do you used to say, Jason?
I was waiting for him to be murdered. I could have seen it happening. His client could have murdered him. It would have been great. But no, I didn't really get any vibes off of him. Yeah.
I think it would have been great if a lady had murdered him. Like, don't you talk back to me, stab him, or hit him with a vase, or whatever.
That would have been a fascinating episode of Matlock. He has to defend his daughter from murder.
Yeah. That would be awesome. Committed. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we go to another scene where Ben and Leanne are talking about the case, and the Mr. and Mrs. F showed up. And again, if you didn't notice, they walked right in. We didn't learn anything from a couple of episodes ago. Lock your doors. People, please.
Atlanta is the safest town in America. It's fine.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. F want Ben to rejoin them as a lawyer. And he's like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not interested in doing it. So in the back and forth between Mr. and Mrs. F and Ben, the idea is, what if Leanne is the attorney for Mrs. F, and Mr. F and Ben will be a grouping, if you will. And the Fs, the Mr. and Mrs. F, really, really beg for a second chance. And so Ben reluctantly says, okay, all right. By the way, Billy thinks that Ben has fired Cliff. The two of them argue. He didn't fire him. He just was like, hey, I don't have anything for you. I don't have anything for you to do right now. But, of course, Billy being Billy,
Where is the Billy Lewis Don Knotts scene? Like, can we make that happen? Is that going to happen in the show? It better happen in the show.
I want to say that there is I think there's an episode. I think it's coming up in season 8, I think.
Okay, because that would be disappointing if they didn't get screen time together.
I know. I agree. So we have Leanne and Mrs. F and Mr. F and Ben on the opposite side. And so anyways, the Mrs. F and Leanne are talking about the case while Mrs. F is doing laundry. And lo and behold, she finds lipstick on his shirt. So again, we go, these two, Mr. and Mrs. F, they go from 0 to 60 like in 30 seconds. Like, if I'm just telling you, man, this is ridiculous.
I mean, it's wild.
So, anyways, Leanne and Ben are at home and they're trying to wrap up the divorce when the Mr. and Mrs. F start coming over and they're arguing about an affair again. And Ben and Leanne begin to argue about the evidence for the affair, right? And the Mr. and Mrs. F are offended by Ben's attitude because he makes the statement that you're turning my daughter against me. So then Mr. and Mrs. F are like, we need to reevaluate. I don't know what you're reevaluating, but okay, knock yourself out. So we go back to a scene where Mr. and Mrs. F are back at their house. And she catches Duncan, Mr. F, burning her book. So she trashes his wine. And then we start all over again with another fight. This is what makes this episode, I'm going to go ahead and say it. This is what makes this episode trash. Because it's the same thing multiple times in a row, and this is not what we watched the show for. I'm sorry. There you go. I can't hold it in. At least I didn't drop an F-bomb.
I'm not as offended as John is, but yeah.
I think we have another comment from Eric. If Justin, you could bring that up, please.
I think Justin was trying to sleep, John.
Have you had Carrie Lizer on when she was in some of the episodes of Mattalk? We have not had Carrie on, but she would be definitely on the list of people to talk about or talk to. Excuse me.
I wrote her down. I will get with our booking manager to get on that. We have one of those. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue, John.
That's a flex. Oh, we have a booking manager. Anyways, so we go to a scene in the courtroom where Ben is waiting on Leanne, And before she gets to the front of the table where Ben is, she stops and talks to Cliff about something. She's got a job for Cliff to do. Now, this is the court case that's around the Fuqua situation, right? Did we really need to know that Fuqua cannot make love to his woman? Like, was that really necessary in this episode of Matlock?
Yeah, because I needed something to happen in this episode. At least that was something. Like, come on, man. I am digging this episode for probably all the wrong reasons.
Anyways, so supposedly Fuqua is so badly injured he can't do anything. His wife's got to bathe him, dress him. They can't make love, and there's a video where it shows all of his injuries, and we get angry Ben, right? We get angry Ben, and he wants Leanne to do more, right? And she leans over and says, "Shut up." So in the meantime, we cut back to the Mr. and Mrs. F. They've wrecked their house. Their house is in shambles. And they realize that they've worked things out. It's been cathartic to destroy the house. So Mr. F wants to blame Mrs. F for the trashed house and her hormones. Dude, why say anything? Like, literally, you just got done a fight. You were like, ha, ha, ha. We're almost, like, back on speaking terms. And I'm going to go make some misogynistic comment about, it must be the hormones. Who wrote this episode? We need to find out. I'm sure that they're no longer employed because they probably retired because they're that old. But this is ridiculous.
Dude, some people, again, I apologize for what I'm about to say. Some people get off on this kind of relationship.
That's true, but like, we tune into Matlock to see a court case, to see a murder, and to see Ben, a.k.a. Andy Griffith, solve it, right? I don't care about this divorce. I don't care about this civil suit, by the way. I just don't care. I don't know. All right, let's get on through this here. Mr. F pulls into the an apartment building, all right, and then he goes to meet a woman, and Cliff is on his tail. But Cliff gets caught by the super and is thrown off the property. So we go back to Ben's house. Ben is working on the case. Cliff arrives. Liam needs to talk to him, and basically Cliff explains what he found out. Meanwhile, Ben may or may not have been eavesdropping. He was eavesdropping for a little while, and then he decided not to. So we go to the courthouse in the Fuqua case. The expert doctor is in the pocket of Bostwick, I wrote down, because it seems like he kind of had all, which, I mean, to be honest, that's really not a thing that I think is really that important, because of course, you're going to have a doctor that sees things your way. Otherwise, why would you have him on the stand? You're not going to have him on there to refute what you say. I mean, come on. So Ben admires Leanne's work. And nonetheless, she still leaves a little bit in a huff. So we got to another scene where Mr. F arrives back at that same apartment. And this time, he's on the case, man. He's on the trail. He climbs up a tree house to look over into a apartment that just so happens to have all the blinds open, even though they're going to get funky like a monkey in a few minutes, right? So,
is that what they're going to do, John? I don't think that's what they do.
Well, they pull the blinds, and we really don't know what they do. Or, well, wait, we'll find out in the most ridiculously stupid excuse ever in this episode, or any episode for that matter. Anyways, do we have a few comments? I think we have a few comments from Justin that you want to throw those up, please? When Ben is sleeping and either the phone rings or knock at the door, we see angry, grumpy Ben. That's always the best. Love it.
Absolutely. Hey, guys, if you guys are watching us live, I want you to throw out your rating for this episode on a scale of 0 to 5.
You know what? Did you send yours to Justin?
Yeah, I did. I said it at the beginning. I said we need to send our scores to Justin.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to do that.
Wow, guys, he's had the whole episode to hear my thoughts, and now he's gonna send in the rating.
You know what? Then forget about it. We won't.
Send it. Send it. You already sent it. It's fine.
No, I haven't sent it actually.
Well, go ahead and send it.
Okay, let me pull Justin up here.
So while John is texting, because John can't do two things at one time, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to all of you guys. How's everybody doing? Ohio, so far, no snow today, which is a first for a Sunday for us.
Tell them where they can get in touch with us.
You guys can email us at benmattalk@gmail.com. So 2 weeks ago, it was in the 80s. Snow, about an inch of snow out on the ground the next day. Last week, 86 degrees. What happens? Hail, cold and hail that evening. Like, so far, we're doing good today.
That's right. It's a very pleasant night or pleasant evening out there. By the way, you can also find us on Facebook at Mattalk Podcast as well. All right. Ben is served picks by Cliff. All right. And the Framinghams, or excuse me, Mr. and Mrs. F's are at Ben's house for another round of their stupidity. They want to go back to the original agreement that they started at the beginning of the episode. And then we get the most ridiculous, half-baked idea ever. That Mr. F says, I will come clean and admit I am not having an affair. I'm working with a sex therapist so that I can be a better lover for my wife.
After the divorce. I mean, they are consistent. They want to get divorced.
Yeah, okay. I'll give them that. I mean, I have no words. I have no words to how ridiculous this is. Oh my God. When they leave, I literally said, Ben, lock the door behind them. Anyway, so, all right. Leanne's watching the Fuqua tape again, and Ben tries to smooth things over, with the Mr. and Mrs. F case. And this is really a great scene. I really thought this was the best scene of the entire episode. The father-daughter dynamic right here on display where Ben's trying to smooth things over and whatnot. And so I really liked it. I thought it was good. So, but while they're talking and hammering things out, there's a clue that pops up on the videotape of Fuqua that Leanne is watching. So we go to the courthouse where Fuqua is on the stand. And Leanne asked, have you had any other accidents? And he says, no. And Leanne uses the tape to show that Fuqua was in a neck brace and crutches just a few months ago. And that she mentioned, hey, who's Fred Logan? Oh, Fred Logan is you, because that's your alias that you use to pull these scams, huh? And so basically, he was doing it in Boston and got the everybody got real hot with him. Like, he got on the radar of the cops and he came to Atlanta. And so he's been staging falls for a number of years. All right. And so basically, they see if it's not a piece of clothing, if I remember correctly, it was a tie, wasn't it?
I think so.
Anyways, that they saw in that closet in the video, and that's what led Leanne to grill Fuqua and playing his wife against him, and like, hey, if you are so injured, how can you use this apparatus? I actually think I don't think it was a tie. Actually, what was it? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Nonetheless, I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter because this episode's been so awful. But anyways, I apologize for being Mr. Negativity, but I'm sorry. I'm just being real with y'all. Fuqua, that case turns out to be a sham. Fuqua gets up out of the wheelchair and walks away. Cliff shows up groveling to get back in good graces with Ben after Ben was a little bit sore with him because he felt like he turned his back on Ben. And he was helping Leanne when that rift was there. And lo and behold, the Mr. and Mrs. F, they got divorced, and they celebrate in Hawaii. And if I remember correctly, that's what we fade to black. Is there anything you want to say about this episode?
I'm ready to get into my closing statements, John.
All right, let's get to it. Let's get to our closing statements.
This is the part of the podcast where John and I will rate the show on a gavel system. 1 gavel means 5 gavels means we loved it, and negative 30 gavels means John is going to Hawaii to change his name to Fuqua. John, what do you rate this?
This is a 1. I'm sorry, this is a 1. The only thing I could find that was a positive was the scene with Ben and Leanne. Everything else, there's no murder. There's this stupid Mr. and Mrs. F. Just plain old silly. The credits have Conrad. Conrad's in the credits. He's not in the episode either, which I know that happens quite frequently, but
it happens all the time. That was all of last season, John.
I just can't believe like this. This has got to be the worst episode ever. Like we've had some bad ones. So while we've been doing this podcast, we've had some bad ones, some 2s and some 1s. But this one, my God, was the worst ever episode of Matlock. I rest my case. Nothing further.
I don't know. I think I hated the last one more. I think the last one I gave a 1. I give it a 2. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I have Stockholm syndrome, because by the end of it I was just laughing a lot. So that's why I got to a 2. But yeah, I agree with John. It's not the best. It was a really weird experience. And even at the end, I thought maybe at the end they were going to kill somebody. It was actually a secret cliffhanger, but it wasn't. Yeah, it was a weird episode. And they're obviously, I mean, again, I know there's no continuity in this show, really. This season has had the most continuity, but so is he Cliff not working with them yet? Is this like the first day on the job, even though we're on like episode 15 of the season?
Yeah, basically he's not a full-fledged member of the team yet.
Huh.
So
well, again, yeah, I not a huge fan of this episode. There's so many better ones, and again, I think there's worse ones than this. But no body.
Yeah, let's get those comments up, Justin.
If you
yeah,
throw them up.
Fuqua
sounds like something that a Chinese restaurant would have. Yes, it does. Or
I'm actually having Chinese when we're done here. Actually, some General Tso's showing up. 0 bodies, 0 gavels. Them's the rules. Liz, you said it, sister. Agree, 110%. Eric says, I'll say this episode is a 3 overall. You are being kind, good sir. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, man, some things work for other people that don't work for others.
Yeah.
So I'm glad Eric liked it to the point where he got to a 3. Again, I think I had Stockholm by the end of it because I was laughing a lot. So on that scale, it was fun. But
all right. Jason, what's happening with the 3 Geeks podcast, by the way, as we wrap things up?
We're doing a lot. We are doing a lot. I am getting better at editing, and I got to show this because I know John didn't watch it even though I sent it to him, but I edited this, and I'm pretty proud of myself.
I watched that.
Did you watch it?
I did.
Oh, well, nobody ever says anything. In that group chat, nobody says anything except for the ladies and Justin.
So Max and
it's a rant for another day. But okay. Dude, we're dropping interviews every day this week. Tomorrow we have John Carpenter's wife, Sandy King, on to talk about the comic book that they are doing, Cathedral. She's got a really fun story. She said she went to a pitch meeting, not for Cathedral, for a different story. And the guy's like, it sounds like a comic book. She goes, that's because it is a comic book. And then she goes home and tells John Carpenter, hey, we're doing a comic book. He's like, do you know how to do a comic book? She's like, nope. And then spent the next 2 years trying to learn how to do a comic book. But she was a lot of fun. I hope it leads to talking to him as well. But guys, check us out. Interviews every day this week. And then John had an interview on our channel last week, which was a lot of fun. It's fun to edit interviews when the internet goes out for us, but they stay on the line because it's fun to watch them say things and just react to the internet being out. It's great. It's my new favorite thing.
We had a little snafu in that interview. Yeah, the middle part got really choppy in that, and you did a really good job of cleaning that up too, by the way.
Thank you, man. But yours wasn't that bad, but there was one before. I can't remember who was on it, but the person's like, where did they go? Why are they gone? Is it me? Is it them? I don't know. It's just talking to the camera. And I'm just glad I got to capture that.
Well, things going on for the PVD cast, which is my own personal podcasting project. I drop new episodes on Thursday. Right now, it's the State of Pro Wrestling. It's this little side project I do with a podcaster named Gerald Glassford, who's the man behind the Pop Culture Cosmos. We're talking about WrestleMania news and some other news as well in the world of professional wrestling. So definitely check it out over at pvdcast.com or wherever you find great podcasts. If you're interested in movies and that, the episode 2 weeks ago featuring Corey, who's a YouTuber with a great channel called Wilkie's Movies and Music. I can say it, Wilkie's Movies and Music. Definitely check out those 2 episodes. Got a new one coming this Thursday. Be a little more comic book related, but I digress. What do you say? We got one more comment, I think, Justin, and then we're going to roll on out of here. I have a lot of celebrities from TV shows that I'm friends with on Facebook. I'll send them your way. Well, thank you, Eric. We appreciate that.
Yep, everybody. And as they say in court,
nothing further.
Maybe.